Everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica, and today I have a very requested video for you. I know that my friend Paula did this fairly recently. I want to say within the last month or so. She had gotten the same request that I had, and it's all about project panning and how we pick our items. I've been getting this request for a long time, pretty much most of 2018, and I just haven't had time to really sit down and try to organize how I wanted to talk about this, because I'm kind of a little eclectic in how I do things, and I analyze and overanalyze, and then I analyze some more, and I wasn't really certain how I wanted to articulate that, how I do these things, because I'm kind of a nerd, and you will see that here in a second. So I decided that I was going to attempt to do this video. Hopefully it is not a complete train wreck, and I'm going to try to offer examples when I, am showing you things. So I'm going to jump right into it. It's not in any specific order. I jotted down some talking points, if you will, and let's just get into it. The first thing you need to know is that picking the right products for your project is absolute key. Planning is key. If you do not plan well, you do not pan well. And I have said that all along, because if you plan and you don't really think about what you're doing, you're setting yourself up for failure. You really are. And what I mean by that is, first and foremost, you don't want to double up your hard products. You don't want to put, if you're doing multiple projects, you don't want to put a blush in this one and a blush in that one and a blush in another one. You just want to work on your one blush to get progress on it, because that's a hard product. Highlighters are a hard product. Anything that is going to take you a long time to do, you don't want to double up on. So that is super important. Don't double up on your hard products. You have to know your project parameters, whether it is like a Project 10 pan, if it is a themed project, which is what the Fantastic Ladies are kind of known for, is theming their projects. Whatever your project is, you need to know your parameters. You need to know what the dates are, your length of, is it a 3-month, a 6-month, a year long? What are the rules? Is it all makeup? Is it beauty? So you need to know all of those things. If you're doing a 3-month project, you don't put a highlighter in that project. You just don't do it, because you're not going to pan a highlighter in 3 months. Unless it is so well used that you basically have a ring around the pan and it's at the point of repressing, there's no way you're finishing that highlighter in 3 months. It's just not going to happen. The average person can't do it. I mean, if you want to be like a James Charles and glow to the moon and do your makeup 10 times a day, maybe you can pull that off. The average person, it's not going to happen. So know your parameters, and don't put really hard products in a very short project. That being said, if you have a product that is brand new and you want to put it in a 3 or 4 month project, I can't talk. If you want to have like something that's very full, very hard, new, and you want it in a shorter project, put a goal on it, whether it is to hit pan on that item. If it's a new blush and it has embossing, your goal can be just to wear off that embossing. If it's a baked item, just wear down the dome a little bit. Make sure that you set a very realistic goal for yourself. That is hugely important. Next thing, know your products. You have to know your products. I say all the time that an inventory is so important. I look at my inventory literally every single day, multiple times a day. Whether I'm planning a new project, trying to fit items into a project that's already planned, I look at it. I have a very detailed inventory, with the brand name, product type, colors, sizes, you name it. My inventory is incredibly detailed. And I know y'all are going to ask, and that's a future video. But knowing your inventory helps you with your projects, whether it is theming or otherwise. I'm going to show you an example here in a little bit from the project that we did here in 2018 with Fantastic Ladies Birthstone Beauty. That was all about the birthstones for the 12 months. If you know that you have Becca Opal and that is a birthstone, then you know that you have one of your products already set up. I have an eyeshadow that is called Amethyst. That's another one. I know my inventory, and I have an absurd inventory, but even if there's things that I don't remember, I can scan through my inventory because it's on a spreadsheet, and I could say, oh, look, this one's called Topaz, or this one is Sapphire, or it's sapphire colored. I know such and such has blue sapphire colored packaging. It's important to know your products. It will make planning so much easier. All right, moving on to the next one. When you sign up for a project, especially like with the Fantastic Ladies, or you know that there's a project coming up, start planning early. If you're doing 13 by Halloween and it starts in June, and you know you're going to do that starting in June, and it's March, I would start planning it already. That's me. I'm probably a little bit excessive, but I usually pick my products months in advance, and I put that on a spreadsheet. I don't actually pull the products out, but I put it on a spreadsheet. And then I will go back and look at it and say, you know what? I'm not doing as well on this other product, say an eyeliner I have in another project, but I wanted an eyeliner for 13 by Halloween, but I'm not doing so well on the first one. So I'm going to pull that eyeliner, if I could talk, out of 13 by Halloween and replace it with another product. So have a plan, have a jumping off point, and then be willing to finagle things around to make it work for you. You got to be a little bit flexible in this one. Multiple products. This is something that I do literally every project, and pretty much every item in every project. I'm going to show you an example here based on Birthstone Beauty from 2018. One of the stones in that was amethyst. I had options. I had a lot of options in my collection. I have this eyeliner from Starlooks that's called Amethyst. I have this eyeshadow called Amethyst from Coastal Scents. So realistically, I would want to use one of these two products because the names are amethyst, the color names are amethyst. But if I have an eyeliner in another project that I'm already not doing well on, I'm not going to want to put this in. If I'm not doing well with my Pan That palette, or because this is a harder color to use, I mean, for me it's not, but for some people, because it's darker and metallic, it might be harder to use. So I don't want to shoot myself in the foot for my Pan That palette. I don't want to jeopardize finishing up the other eyeliner. I have options. This would be option number 3. Notice the purple packaging. It's not called Amethyst. This is Urban Decay Midnight Cowboy. But look at the packaging color. It is purple. It's kind of an amethyst color. And this is a very easy shade to use. Very easy shade to use. So if I am struggling with dark shadows and I'm struggling with eyeliner, I'm not going to pick one of these. I'm going to pick something like this. So knowing your inventory and knowing that you have multiple options, like when you're planning well in advance, you can kind of pick and choose and make sure that you have those options so that you can finagle to make it work for you. That is the key, is you make it work for you. You don't double up. You don't shoot yourself in the foot. Don't say, I'm going to throw 3 blushes into this project. You're setting yourself up for failure if you do that. So give yourself options. And you know, if you decide you really don't even want an eyeshadow, you could pick something else completely. I've got tons of things that are purple. I have purple lip gloss. I have purple nail polish. There's all sorts of things that I could use in place of amethyst instead of something that's actually called amethyst. Okay, the next point that I have is your products that you choose. If it is something that you want to finish, like I generally choose to finish my products as opposed to hitting a goal, though I do sometimes go for the goal. I do not put a brand new product in, especially if it's a hard product, because even if it's a year-long project, I am going to get bored. If you know that you are going to get bored with a product, you need to pick something else. Even if it's a year-long project, you need to pick something else. If you can't use the same blush, don't put a blush in and expect to use that for the entire year and finish it. If you feel like you need to change your blush once a week, every day, whatever, don't pick a blush that is brand new to use the entire year. Pick something that has significant pan on it, so if you mix it up, you still can have success with your blush. One other thing that I like to do is pick products that I can multitask. I do have, speaking of blushes, some that are such a pretty color that they're gorgeous on my cheeks, but I also like to use them as eyeshadows. I have like some purpley and pink blushes that would work that way. I also like to multitask my eyeshadows. I have some that are shimmery, even like this Urban Decay Midnight Cowboy. I could use this as my inner corner, I could use it on my lids, and I could actually use it as a face highlighter. So I could multitask that way. If I have any matte browns, I could use them, I could technically use them to contour, I could use them to do my eyebrows, on my lids, on my crease, lower lash line. I could really multitask a brown eyeshadow, especially if it's matte. So if you have an option to pick a product that you can multitask, that is major. That will help you so much. Another thing you want to do is pick coordinating products. What I mean by that is you don't want to pick like this lip gloss, which is bright orange, and pair it with something like this purple eyeshadow, because you've got your warm and your cool and they're not going to look good together. So don't shoot yourself in the foot and pick clashing products, because then you will only be able to use one of those products in any given look, and that kind of hinders your progress. So try to coordinate your products. And by example, I have this particular lip liner from e.l.f. I'm going to give you a swatch of this. It is kind of like a peachy color right here. I am not going to put like a purple lipstick with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick something very nude and a little peachy, like this one from Coastal Scents. That goes with that. And I would also pick the gloss from Buxom. This is Bunny. It's kind of got like peachy tones to it. If I could open it up, and I will show you that. It's very sheer, which is, you know, kind of what you want. And technically, I could pair all of these together. They will coordinate very well. One thing you want to do, especially with your lip products, is find things that you can layer. Like these particular products right here, the three that I just swatched for you, they can work in conjunction with one another. You can wear them all three together. And that will get you through your products quicker. If you have completely different or clashing colors and you can't layer them, then again, you are going to have slower progress. So try to pick coordinating products. Another thing that I try to do on a very regular basis is pick one Gimmie product per project, unless it's only like 4 products. If it's a larger, like we do a lot of large projects, I try to always have a Gimmie product. And the reason I do that is if you have success early on, it is going to motivate you to keep going. It will make your updates more interesting. It will keep you motivated, and it's a quick product to get out of your collection, which is a beautiful thing. So I always pick a Gimmie product. I really do. I don't even have a Gimmie product to show you. Actually, I do right here. It's non-makeup, but this product right here, I just put this in a project and it's right here. It's, you know, it's more than half done. That to me is a Gimmie. I use lotion like crazy. That's going to be done really quickly. So that would be a Gimmie product. So give yourself a Gimmie product. It is important. Okay, one other thing that I do that I wanted to share with you is I try to look through my collection ahead of time, even before I know what projects I'm doing. And I try to have like a basket or something of products that I really want to work on. I really want to get them out of my collection. Prime example would be this particular lip gloss, again with the words. This is something that I've had in my collection for a little bit. I want to get this used up. So I'm going to have it in a basket, say something like this. And when I am planning for a project, I am going to look in that basket to see if any of those products could possibly be fit into that project theme, whatever it may be. And that is so helpful. And probably my last tip for how I pick products for painting projects, I'm going to reference A to Z, Beauty A to Z. It's something that we did 2018, and it's something that's coming back for 2019. That is where you pick a product for every letter of the alphabet. There are some very, very hard letters in there. X, Q, Z, those are probably the hardest. So what I do is I look through my collection, through my inventory specifically, and I try to fill out the hardest ones first. Because if you fill out everything else and then you're left with like these hard letters, you're going to get frustrated. So do the hardest ones first and then just kind of fill in the easier stuff. Prime example, I'm going to use this lip gloss again. This is Zoe or Zoe, however you want to pronounce it. And that I would put right in to my Z. For this one, this is Evil Shades Heartless Queen. I'm sticking that right into Q for A to Z. Now I have like tons of other things, like, you know, there's so many other letters. Like this is the Be Essential Lip Balm in Lemon and Lavender, but there's so much other writing on here. I could put this under B for Be Essential. I could put it under L for Lemon or Lavender. There's so many options with this. Lip liner, I could put this under ELF. I could put it under ELF for lip liner, you know. There's so many options for the easy stuff. So work on the hardest stuff first. Themes are one of those things where you love them or you hate them. I absolutely love them. I like a brain challenge. Again, I'm a nerd, and so I thrive on the challenge of trying to fit products. But it's tricky at times. I like to do a ton of projects and a ton of products at once. And the reason I am fairly successful, I'm not always successful, but I'm fairly successful with my project planning because I take the time to completely plan everything out. And you can tell if I'm not successful in something, it's because I didn't plan it well. And that's on me. That's it's not because I didn't consistently use it. It's because I just didn't plan well. I didn't account for how long certain things take, or I doubled up when I shouldn't have. And yeah, that's my thing. I love doing these theme projects. I love panning. I absolutely love panning. And I'm sure there are other things that I have forgotten to mention on how I pick my project items. I wish that I was planning something right now that I could show you, and maybe when I am getting ready to film an intro for something that is coming up for 2019, maybe I will explain how I picked those things so that you have specific examples. But I don't want it to be super long. Like this video is already over 20 minutes, and I don't like my videos to be that long. But this, again, this was something that people requested a lot, and I wanted to get this done, even though it's a little rambly and haphazard. I just wanted to get that information out there. If I've forgotten anything, please ask me. I can do a follow-up to this, or I can just reply in the comments. I'm not trying to keep information from you. Sometimes when I sit down and turn on the camera, thoughts just go right out of my head and I forget to mention certain things. And, you know, I'm only human. I know it's hard to believe. I'm not an alien. I'm human. Anyway, I am going to wrap this up. This has been way too long. I hope I answered all your questions, but if I didn't, please ask away. And like I said, I will either answer them in the comments or I will do a follow-up to this and touch on those subjects. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until I see you in my next video, have a beautiful day.